I don't hate the idea of having a Discord. I hate the idea of moderating a Discord. Seems like that might be a lot of work. But I'm such a small person on YouTube and Twitch that I don't know that I really need one. People ask from time to time, but you can swap for the car. I do kind of like the Lee Enfield. I like the sights on this. Oh good, mortars and things. I guess you can't actually see them coming in, so... moderators want to get paid as well. I mean, I'm so small that I would be able to moderate it myself, most likely, because it would be a very small community. But I also don't think most Twitch people pay their moderators unless they're like really big deal moderators. Like I imagine like video game companies and stuff that might have their Discord would pay their moderators. I don't know that Twitch people do typically. I actually have no idea. I've never really considered it. But again, as small as I am, I don't know that I need other hands on it. I just don't think I would enjoy telling people what to do and banning people and things like that. So I don't know. I think too is that if you set up your community the right way, if you set expectations early, then you'll have way fewer problems. When I see other YouTubers and Twitch people's Discords and they're like out of control terrible, I always blame the Twitch person, and I'm like, you know, if you had set expectations and properly moderated, your Discord would not be like this. And then there are people who have like toxic communities and then complain about it, and it's like, you control that community, you know, you started that Discord, yeah, for people to join and have a place to talk about your stuff and whatever, but also like, you're supposed to be a professional. This is a representation of you and your community. This is something you should be in control of. Like if I start a Discord and open it to the public, I'm going to tightly control what gets posted. I'm going to set expectations early. No racism, no sexism, no transphobia. None of that is acceptable. And if you violate that, you're going to get banned. There's no by accident. There's no, oh, I didn't mean to post that meme about how, you know, racist, whatever. And if you set that expectation and then moderate to that purpose, I think it will be just fine. I don't know. I joined the Alpha Gaming channel, which is like a Alpha Gaming is a channel on YouTube where they talk about streaming a lot, and like he reviews, you know, equipment, and he does like, oh, what do I think is the best way to grow on Twitch and those kind of videos. And he set up a Discord where he's like, oh, you know, you can come to find collaborations, and you know, you can interact with other streamers so that you can grow together and whatever. So I was like super hyped to join his Discord because like I want to do collaborations. I want to meet with people and grow on Twitch. I cannot believe that I just spent like 4 minutes clearing enemies and it just reset me. It just keeps spawning enemies. Fall back to the bridge on my command. He probably told us to fall back and I never did. Okay. There's no good position. I'm tempted to just prone on the bridge until we're told to fall back, because we killed a lot of enemies and we were still stuck up there. So I joined this Alpha Gaming channel, and when I got there, one of the first posts I saw was somebody telling someone else, like, you suck at streaming, you should just quit, why are you even trying to do this? And I was like, this is not an acceptable community where you're supposed to be, you know, helping people grow together. And I was really disappointed that none of the moderation team were doing anything about it. Nobody seemed to care. And I was like, this guy's entire career is based on trying to help people stream, and you got people in here telling people to screw off, and you're not going to do anything about it. That's so not acceptable. So I barely ever look in that Discord anymore, just because of that, like, one initial terrible instance. And I don't know, I think you need to firmly moderate that stuff. and firmly set expectations. I don't know. Anyway. A form to fill out to join, those are always fun. You seem like you have a mature audience, which seems to be a plus. I definitely do have an older audience. You know, hearing other people talk on Twitch and stuff, it sounds like a lot of their viewership is like 13 to 18-year-olds, and mine is like solidly 20 plus. Is usually pretty much everyone that seems to watch and comment are like 20 to 40-year-olds, or maybe even a little bit older. And I really don't get very many teenagers. Every now and then I'll get a comment from someone, and it's clear that they're much younger. Because young people tend to be a little mouthy. Frankly, they tend to complain a little bit and say stupid things. So there are times when I've gotten comments and someone's just like reeing, and you kind of walk away with like, okay, this person's like 14 and they're just angry about whatever. So I don't understand what we're doing here. We're just continually having enemies spawn in the exact same locations. I'm not sure what the point of this is, but we're gonna save again. Apparently I have caps lock on. We're gonna save again so I don't have to reset from the beginning. Seems to me that people here would be fun to go have a beer with. Who you calling old? And someone says that they're 16. I mean, I did not mean to insult you, young person. But I'm willing to bet you can probably recognize when there's an angry 13-year-old posting in your favorite Discord versus a 20-year-old. So sometimes, you know, it's those angry 13-year-olds. No, I'm not supposed to fall back across the bridge. It says defend the West Bank, which is this star is where we're supposed to be right here. Price said fall back on my order, but he hasn't said anything. That's why I walked up to him to see if maybe that would trigger. But we're just sort of standing here, so. And for the record, I have nothing against young people. It's just, actually that's not true. You know what? I'm 32. I'm to the point now where I just don't want to hear from like 13 and 14-year-olds. There he said fall back. Sometimes we get, you know, people in Discord and they're like, you know, you're talking to them and they're complaining and you're like, hey, you know, you're kind of acting like a petulant child. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm 13. And you're like, oh, okay. So if you're watching this and you're 13, I don't necessarily have a problem with you. I just think that the young people I interact with tend to be pretty nasty, frankly, to be perfectly honest. We're going to save. Getting on the mounted machine gun and presenting as a stationary target seems terrible, so let's give it a go. You might have the hiccups as well. That's great. So I don't innately have a problem with like young people. I just am an older guy now, and I just don't have anything in common. Like when I was like 20, I hung out with, like I had guy friends who were like 15, 16, even though I was 20, you know, my friends' little brothers and whatever. I remember not that long, like I was like 21, me and a buddy went out shooting and we took his like 15-year-old brother with us just to the shooting range, and it was fine, you know. Now that I'm like 30 plus, I just don't care. I don't have anything in common with young people mostly, other than the fact that I am still emo despite being 30 something. Anyway, I don't want to ramble. I don't want a bunch of comments about how I'm ageist. I think we're gonna have to go blow up a tank because I hear tank. I don't see a tank, but I hear a tank. Let's save. Am I still gonna use the anti-artillery or the anti-air from the north? Boom. Got him. And now it's pointing us back here. Am I supposed to hang out back here? Taking a lot of bullets. Yep, just dead. Fantastic. You can drink a beer in Germany. Yeah, I don't know what the ages of alcohol. I was gonna say age of consent, but that's not the right thing. I don't know what the age for alcohol consumption is most places. America's 21. It's funny, when my uncle was a kid, he wanted to drink. And it used to be 18 in America, and then the year he turned 18, they changed the age to 21, so he still couldn't drink, and he was pissed about it. So it's 21 in America. I always thought that was silly. I don't see why, you know, if I had kids, I wouldn't mind if my kid had a drink as long as I was there. And I don't mean like, I'm not going to give my kid whiskey, but if my like 14-year-old was like, can I try some of your wine? I'd be like, sure. Son, you know, fine, whatever. Oh no, they blew up the AA gun, and we're taking a lot of shots. There are a lot of enemies around, so we need to swap to the Panzers now. I think, still health up here? Okay. And we died in one shot. Great, even after we picked up the health kits. So, let me guess. Yep, gonna reset me before the first tank, so that's exciting. Love when that happens. That is by far my biggest complaint about Call of Duty so far, is that the auto saves do not really kick in when I feel like they should. So that's been definitely frustrating. I hate replaying the same content over and over. So this time let's... Okay, another tank. Let's save, so that we don't have to reset. Save. 21 to drink, 18 to go to war. Yeah, that's, for America, that's also why voting age is 18, because there were issues where kids were being sent to war and they were able to die for their country, but they weren't permitted to vote who would be president. You know, the person who makes the decisions on whether you go to war or not. So that was part of the reason why voting age is 18, if I recall correctly, in America. But yeah, it's a tad silly, for sure. I don't think we want the Panzerfaust if we can avoid carrying it. We would rather have the versatility of having a rifle and an actual fast fire rate gun. I hear another tank, but I don't see another tank. Northeast again, another tank. Okay, where though? Let's save again. Really abusing the save system at this point because I feel like I need to. Keep your eyes open, Evans. Am I Evans? Where's the tank? And we're dead. Sweet. Very exciting. Pretty reasonable amendment. I mean, I have a lot of opinions about voting and the way the system in America is set up in a really terrible way. So I don't know how I feel about it. And honestly, there are a lot of stupid people who vote. And I think that the average 18-year-old probably doesn't understand the implications of what they're voting for. But I also think that a lot of adults don't really understand some of the things they're voting for. So I find it hard to say an 18-year-old shouldn't be allowed to vote. I don't know. Where did I drop my rifle? I would really like my rifle back. I don't know. Destroy the incoming tank. My god, how many tanks do you people have? Current president seems to be okay. Pulling out troops. I'm very anti-war. Living in a country that has been occupied by Germans and Soviets. What country would that be? Just out of curiosity. I don't want to assume anything. Well, that's a grenade. Really wish we had our rifle, but I guess we have to blow up that tank, so... and it's on the other side of the river, so like trying to pivot the AA gun that far is going to get us shot up a lot. So we're going to try to take some Panzer shots across the river, which I'm sure I will miss. We got him. Can't believe it. Estonia, a small one. Okay. Okay. I don't know, I think, really anything about Estonia. Like, no offense, just I have no idea. I'm not really someone who pays a lot of attention to world geography and things, so if you asked me to point out Estonia, I'm sure I could not do so. We did miss that time, unfortunately. And we got just getting sick of dying, frankly, in this damn game. I hate these stupid, we talked about this last time we streamed, I hate these cinematic moments Like, it's obvious they're trying to build this up to be like a cinematic thing where you're, oh, we're holding the bridge against the Germans. They're just endless waves of Germans and tanks and oh, goodness. But the reality is, this is just stupid and repetitive, and I'm sick of doing it. So, like, I get what you were going for, but I think you screwed it up. I also have no health, and I don't know where there are health kits. I think we want to push up into here. There might be health kits. And I just hear another freaking tank. Oh, good. And I can't even step out of the building without being insta-shot. That's exciting. So coming over here to get health is pointless because now we've lost all that health. I don't know what to do here. There are no more health kits. I don't know how to survive long enough to do this. Let's save again, but our health is so low, I'm afraid we're going to get trapped in a cycle where we keep loading the game and instantly dying like that. So that's exciting. Ask me to point out a state besides New York, Texas, California, and I would be lost as well. Yeah, I'm not even super up to date on like American cities, to be perfectly honest, or states, to be perfectly honest. I can point out most of them, I think, but as someone who lives here, I think it's also kind of embarrassing that I don't know where most things are. Like, if you ask me to point out Kentucky, I have no idea. I have no idea. We're just gonna stay in the bunker. Never mind, there's, what, an 8th tank? So I guess we have to shoot another tank. I was gonna say we would just hang out until this ends, but never mind. Actually, you know what? We're not going to destroy the tank. We're going to chill and see if the reinforcements come and take care of it for me. Because I don't care anymore, and this was a really unpleasant mission. Let's just hang out for another 8 seconds. Let the Allies deal with the German tanks. Let the incoming Americans or whoever, they can handle it. Help the reinforcements clear the area of any remaining enemies. Yeah, well, I don't have any health. I'm an injured soldier. I should be getting medevac. And here I am fighting hordes of the Nazis. Like, I'm afraid to even stand up because one bullet's gonna kill us. Get out of here. What are you doing? You've already lost. Why are you still here? Yeah, I'm terrible at geography. We took geography in like 6th grade, and then we never mentioned it ever again. So like, when we were in 6th grade, we were expected to learn a bunch of this like geography stuff, and then for the rest of your school career, it never came up again. And you're like, well, how important could it be if they never ever pushed us again to learn it? But I don't know. And honestly, geography is not something that is super vital to day-to-day life. Like, obviously, other things are more practical, like math has a place in day-to-day life, at least to some extent. And we're dead, because again, one bullet, and we're dead. So now I gotta do this all over again. Super fun. Super fun, not fucking stupid at all. Math is more important, as is learning a language. Yeah, I was just such a slacker in school. I don't remember anything. Like, even though I write on a pretty regular basis, I don't write very well. I don't use proper English very often. Like, I very heavily have to edit anything that I work on. And do a lot of like grammar check type stuff, because I just don't remember a lot of the like proper English things. Even though you spend years and years and years of high school and middle school learning about the English language, I think I learned the language more about like how I personally interacted with people and learned English from speaking to other people much more than I did about actually learning English in school, where you learn all the proper rules and stuff, which is very dense material that gets pretty freaking boring after a while. So, C Black just raided the channel with 9 viewers. Hello, raiders. Learned English from games. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, growing up, I learned a lot of words from video games. Like when I was a kid. I think we've talked about this on the channel before. What are you yelling about? What am I doing? Help the reinforcements clear the area of remaining enemies. Uh-huh. I mean, I think we did that. Debrief with Price. Where'd you go? There you are. Hello. Yes, excellent work. Yeah, I don't know. I learned a lot of words from video games. Like when I was a kid, I didn't know what the word inventory meant until I played NetHack, and then I learned that an inventory was something like on your, stock of items that you have, and that's where I learned the word comestible, for instance. So people who say you don't learn things from video games, they're full of crap because you absolutely can.